Welcome back to Firestorm Games and another episode of the Hobby Table. In this video we're going to be unboxing and also building up the new releases from Daughters of Khaine, specifically Morathi, who is the Shadow Queen. Now on the front of the box here you can see we have this large serpentine creature and also the more elven form of this particular character included in this box set. And as always, we're going to be building this miniature up and talking about the kit itself as we go along. So let's get started and get this box opened up. The first thing that we have in this set are two bases. One is a 40mm base and the second is a large 100mm base as well, which gives you some ideas to the scale of this miniature. Now we also get the instruction booklet included in this set, and as with all of the other Games Workshop releases, these instructions are very clear indeed. Everything is nicely labelled. We have all the components have a number on them. It's very easy to follow the instructions, and also in the back we have the rules for using this miniature in Age of Sigmar as well. And finally, we get the components themselves, which are split over two separate sprues. So with everything looked at, let's get this miniature assembled. So the first area of this miniature that I'll be assembling will be the large Serpentine Tail that Morathi has in her true form. Now this whole miniature is very Medusa-like in its appearance, and this is the first instance of that reptilian serpentine appearance. Now the tail is coiled around a elven ruin, and it's actually a really nice little terrain feature as well that you can use, and it really gives some sort of nice kind of character basing for this particular model. It's very reminiscent of the Forge World miniatures for the character series for the Primarchs, which all come with some nice scenic bases. So it's nice to see this kind of thing flowing over into the regular Age of Sigmar and 40k releases as well. So for the tail itself, even though it is quite a coiled piece and also complex in terms of the components that you have to put together, it's actually very easy to build. The instructions are very clear, and where everything needs to go is also very straightforward as well. You can already see that coiling effect starting to form. I've already briefly mentioned this miniature has a serpentine feel to it, especially with the coiled tail, but this miniature is much more than that. It's kind of an amalgamation of lots of different creatures. We have a large venomous scorpion tail, we have the body itself, which is mainly almost elven-like or human-like, at least humanoid in its appearance, and then we also have these giant like dragon or bat wings emanating from the back of the miniature as well. So it's kind of an amalgamation of lots of different things. And on top of that, we also have the serpents which are emanating from the back of Morathi's head, which are very much Medusa-like in its appearance. So all of these various different components from different animals come together to create something which is very interesting and formidable to look at. But the fact that we have a humanoid face, arms and torso does kind of remove from that beastly appearance and gives this miniature more of a powerful, more of a kind of almost like a demon prince appearance as opposed to just a mythical creature. So let's talk about some of the details that we have on this miniature, both in the sculpting and also the various items that we have on the model as well. Now the actual detailing in the scales is really fantastic. It's very clear, very crisp, and it kind of really adds to the overall level of detail in the miniature. We also have those elven runes that have kind of etched into the underbelly of the body as well. But by far my favourite details, and often an overlooked one on this miniature, is the fact that we have a high elf on the base which has been turned to stone and crumbled before Morathi. This is a really nice kind of homage to the Medusa-like aspect of this particular miniature. So let's talk quickly about the smaller humanoid version of Morathi that we also get in this set. It's a very simplistic miniature. It's more of an added detail as opposed to being the key aspect of this set. It's just nice to have, especially for gaming aspects, having the two variants, the more elf-like humanoid version of Morathi, and then also this giant beastly creation which has wings and a serpentine tail and everything. So it's quite a nice little additional detail. And there's quite a nice few parallels between the two miniatures as well. Now this miniature is an independent character, so that means you shouldn't expect much in the way of customization. Now we do have a few independent characters which have some degree of customization, but this isn't one of them. In fact, the only way that we can customize this miniature is by swapping out the left arm for one which is holding an Iron Heart of Khaine to one that isn't, and that's pretty much it. So let's skip forward a little bit and take a look at this fully assembled Morathi. In terms of its size, the miniature stands at around 15 centimeters or 6 inches, which puts it bigger than the Great Unclean One, but smaller than things like the Lord of Change or Mortarion or some of the other Bloodthirster miniatures. But overall, I do really like this miniature. It's nice to see that another faction is getting their own centerpiece miniature. Pretty much all the other factions do. The Chaos have the Greater Demons, you've got the Celestant Prime for the Stormcast Eternals, for example. So it's great to see that the Daughters of Cain are also getting something similar as well. But as I've already mentioned, from a detailing point of view, everything is very crisp, very clear. The assembly was very quick and very straightforward to do, considering this is quite a large miniature that consisted of quite a few components. And the aesthetics are really interesting as well. Having this amalgamation of all these different creatures really comes together to create a very formidable centerpiece for your army. And so that concludes this unboxing of Morathi, and if you're interested in picking one up for yourself, the RRP is £80, however it's available currently on the Firestorm Games web store for £72, and I'll include a link in the description below which will take you directly to Morathi's page. If you enjoyed this video, please do let us know in the comments below, and also make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all of our latest hobby table videos. And so we just want to finish off by saying a big thank you for watching this video, and we hope to see you again on Firestorm Games.